What is going on, everybody who's listening right now? It's the Saturday Aftermath Show where we just review on college football, everything that happened the week before, and we get into what's going to happen in the week after. So it's your boy Money right here. Big weekend. Now, like I said, October yet is one of my best months because look, we got NFL, we got college football, we got MLB playoffs, NBA season about to start, WNBA finals are happening or did happen. Shout out to the Las Vegas Aces on that. But it's always about college football in October. It's the meat and potatoes of what's going on in college football. But just to run around, just in case you didn't know what's going on basically in the world of college football, James Franklin got fired with a winning record at Penn State. Was it deserved? Was it not? You can be the judge on that. Doesn't really go into effect where we're at. And also shout out to Alabama right now, who's definitely coming to his own. The question is, do you still fire DeBoer? That's all I want to know. Is he still on the hot seat? Do y'all still want him to go? What is it? Oregon State also fired the head coach also. Trent Dilford is also out at UAB also, which was, he shouldn't even had the job, but you gotta start taking jobs seriously now. So can't be talking about your organization, talking about everybody else and think it's gonna be okay. So that happened. So, but other than that, like I said, it was a massive week in college football. What's going on? And let's just jump into it because y'all come here for everything that happened. And like I said, starting, I think it was like last Wednesday, and then from then on, it's like 49 days of just continuous all football. So that's including, we're recording today on Tuesday. Also, we're going to the Tuesday games and Wednesday games and Thursday games also. So, but let's see what happened last week. And we're going to start on Wednesday with Missouri State and Middle Tennessee. Now, anybody that follows college football know that Missouri State is very up and down, but Middle Tennessee is just plain trash. They just don't know what they're doing over there. But Missouri State takes a win on that 22-20. Middle Tennessee just gotta, I don't know, they just gotta get that together. Liberty, UTEP, not really surprised over here. UTEP is just not that good this year. Liberty comes through, not really. It wasn't a game. It was 19-8. It just wasn't a game. Doing that. Also, Thursday, and also if you want me to do kind of like maybe like a Thursday game or a Wednesday game, kind of like a streaming thing, follow us on Twitch and Kick also, and we're gonna probably be posting that up there too, doing little watch parties and stuff on the the Tuesdays and Wednesday games, stuff like that. Everybody's watching Saturday, so it's not really like a much surprise over there. But starting on Thursday, Kennesaw State and La Tech. Let me tell you something right now. Kennesaw State 35-7. Here's the deal. They are 4-2 right now over at Kennesaw State. I don't know what they're doing over there, but I'm definitely going to really pay attention to Kennesaw State because Kennesaw State is really good. I mean, the boys out there hitting. I mean, they are hitting out there, and it's just they're really good. So definitely pay attention to Kennesaw State, definitely in the future. And like I said, we're watching these games, getting ready for bowl season. Yes, we watch bowl season over here. It's a huge thing. Of course, I know everybody don't care about the bowls, what's going on, this and this, but over here, we're going to worry about the bowls. But like I said, Kennesaw State is really, really, really good right now. Like I said, them boys out there hitting. If you watch Kennesaw State play, just compare them to the team that they're facing. Okay? And then look at the difference on size and speed and everything over there. I don't know if it's just they're just working out. I mean, there's new weights, new facilities, or what. It's looking good over there. East Carolina and Tulane. Shout out to Jordan over at East Carolina right now. But Tulane, East Carolina. I feel like East Carolina is a good team. I think what the problem is that they do too much to get really nowhere. I like their running game, but I don't think they can decide on who's going to take up the role on, the running backs, and, for Gunn over there, he had 10 carries and 52 yards. Just let him have the ball. Just let him have the ball over there, But Tulane came with a victory over there. I really thought East Carolina really had this game. I mean, Tulane's good. I don't want to get on, from Tulane, but Tulane's like really good. But I really thought East Carolina. Just watch Gunn over East Carolina. He's a baller. So, but they just gotta give it to him more. Just give him. He had 10 carries. Give him, I don't know, 25, 30 carries. You know what I'm saying? Just let him run. Just get him warmed up and just let him go. So, Jacksonville State, Sam Houston. Shout out to Jacksonville State, which is located in Alabama. We are definitely rocking with Jackson State. Sam Houston just super garbage. Matter of fact, they had a guy on there who's like, I read about this. He's off the team now, but apparently he's been like toxic in the locker room and all this other stuff. And listen, he came in for the transfer portal. And here's the thing about these teams is that you got to evaluate these kids that are coming in. You can't just off assumption and going, oh my gosh, I like the way he performed. But apparently he didn't perform any other place. He ended up in Sam Houston. But, but Sam Houston got to get together. Fire everybody over there because they ain't won a game there. I don't think they're as bad as UMass, but they're really up there. But Southern Miss, Georgia Southern, 38-35 on that one. So Southern Miss got that win. I like how now if anybody remember last year, they have the coach that came in from Marshall last year that went to a bowl game and he won it. He won the bowl game, I believe so last year. He had a really good team. They fired him for some reason. And then he went to Southern Miss and he brought most of his players over. Not all of them, just kind of most of them over there. So not really surprised at this score right here. I don't know what Georgia Southern's doing. They just don't really look the part. But Southern Miss is definitely coming along as maybe a year or two off. If they really dedicate and get the money. And I mean, listen, they don't have any problems getting money. That's all I'm gonna say. But South Florida, North Texas, this was listen. Here's the deal. Now, I really, 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 really think highly of North Texas. North Texas is a very good team. South Florida just have the coach. They have the offense, number one. And then by the time the second half happened, they just took off. I mean, they just took off. I mean, you couldn't do nothing. It was ugly. It was close. Halftime, it was close. But I think after that last touchdown that they did, and then came in third quarter and they just took off. But South Florida won 63-36. Goodness gracious, crazy. Rutgers and Washington. Washington they're not ranked, right? Here's the question: should they be ranked? I mean, only really loss was Ohio State. I think so. Let me just check and see. I think it was Ohio State. No, yeah, Ohio State. So, are we like holding that against them? They've been looking good the rest of the year, and even before Ohio State, it was looking good. So, but they did win against Rutgers, 38-19. Rutgers just being Rutgers, but shout out to Rutgers on that. Colorado State, Fresno State, 49-21. I didn't really see anything in this game. Fresno State just kind of dropped the ball for me in this game. Colorado basically, listen, 41-29. It just wasn't ugly. I mean, it wasn't good at all. So didn't really learn anything, especially for Fresno State in that game. But shout out to Colorado State. I'm not saying that this is Colorado State's like last time winning a game, but I don't see him really going far. All right. So now we on to the side of the games. Now, here's the game right here. It's the Alabama-Missouri game. Okay. Alabama came in there 27-24. Now, I think my concern on this game was, can Alabama stop the run? Can they stop Hardy? Because Hardy is probably the best running back in the country. Let me think about that for a second. Probably the best running back in the country. Just on the after yards, after the attack, after contact. I mean, he's a beast. But I think the thing is that I think Alabama just kept hearing that. And I mean, there was times where Alabama stopped to run, and then there'd be times where they just kind of like, I don't know, and all of a sudden it's just like the other team just gets like a 30-yard or 20-yard just run, just chunk yards, and here we go. That's just they just I don't know. But Alabama didn't come to. Ty Simpson definitely looks like a Heisman winning quarterback. Does look the part. I think the thing is I'm not. I think people are probably gonna be like, well, what about Ryan Williams? He's not really sure. Ryan Williams is gonna do what Ryan Williams is gonna do. I'm not worried about Ryan Williams at all. I think it's a thing of, I felt like he was more of a decoy than anything because, like I said, he was hurt. We're not trying to get him more hurt, so makes sense. So I think defense was good. The run game was good. I think with Jam Miller, I got to figure out how long he's going to be out for. I think that really hurts Alabama, maybe a little bit, but the size and the speed on that, you just, he had a game. So I think, like I said, really good. I like it. Let me see what they do against Tennessee. Clemson, Boston College, not really anything to see here. 41-10. Is Clemson looking apart? I don't think so. So we're gonna skip that. Ohio State, Illinois. Now Ohio State won 34-16. Now here's the deal, right? I was kind of off Ohio State at the beginning of all this, but this is what I'm looking at. Very good defense. The offense is okay. They have Sayin on there, who is still a freshman on the team. This is what I'm seeing is that he's having the skill set that Caleb Williams had at SC, is that he can only really throw to open receivers. He doesn't do the anticipation throws. So he doesn't throw it to a target expecting them to be there. Like, he can't do that. They got to be completely wide open. And I think I kind of noticed that. I don't know, maybe because of Illinois, but Illinois is a good team, but it was just a lot of wide open people there. So I don't know, maybe I'm just tripping. That's what I was just seeing. Maybe it was just wide open, but I think I saw that last two games ago. Let me just figure this out. So, but and then like I said, but if that's the case, if you verse people that has better secondaries, like Texas A&M, or no, Texas A&M, no, they got or Indiana, could they win that game? I don't think so. If he's doing that, so we'll see. Man, speaking of Indiana versus Oregon. Now, I think this is I started to get Oregon a little bit more credit as the year started going by. I go, okay, maybe I'm not seeing something with Oregon or whatever this and this, but when I started to kind of lean toward and get more credit than deserve, they do this and more than look the part and everything. But I believe that just Indiana is a way far better team than Oregon. So I can't really hold this against them. I still think Oregon, well, I know that Oregon can still, win other big games. So I don't think they're like completely falling off or nothing, but Indiana came in and just do what Indiana does. So I still don't think people understand Indiana being a good football team. I think that's what people's mindset is going. No, I don't think they're a good football team. So Washington State, Ole Miss. Now listen, Ole Miss won this 24-21. Here's the deal. I don't care if a lot of Ole Miss people are saying that, oh, well, they just play conservative. Why would I play hard this? Because number one, this is October, and number two, because this stuff can happen right here. When you give another team hope like this, which Washington State is not a top whatever. This this score should have been at least a 25-30 gap of points, but it's not. It's only 3. So the whole thing is that you see that 81 to 24-21. Listen, I just can't. I don't know. Were they playing conservative? Or were they just not good? You know, because you just can't. I don't know. You just can't be playing like this. This is too risky of a thing. Anyway, so but Ole Miss did get that victory by 3. So congratulations to the Burrs or the Ole Miss Rebels, or what do you want to call themselves these days. Next up, Florida and Texas A&M. So Texas A&M came through 34-17. You know, look, I still believe in Florida. I still believe in DJ. I had no problems going on. Napier does not need to get fired over there. They have a very good team. The Texas A&M is probably the number 1 team in the country. Maybe. They're really good, though. They are really, really good, though. I mean, they're really scary, scary good. Oklahoma, Texas. Now, listen, I just really think, and I know that Mateer, they just put him out there too early. And it's like, and I understand you want to win against Texas, but I mean, look at this. You're gonna lose regardless. It don't even matter. Just let him get healthy and just do what he was getting. They could not. You can't do that. Texas still has a very good defense. The offense is Arch Manning is you know, and people gonna probably get on here and go, well, Arch Manning, he did this. Arch Manning had like 100-something yard passing. What are we talking about? I think maybe like once or twice he had over 200 yards in 1 or 2 games. What are we talking about? He's averaging like 4 yards a pass? No, 6.1 yards a pass? Of 166? 21-27? Like I said, for me, I don't look at Arch Manning to have a huge arm. It's just the IQ that gets me there. I feel like he should have a better IQ, but you know, it is what it is. But Texas did win that 23-6, the Red River rivalry. Texas Tech and Arkansas. Texas Tech is extremely good. Maybe they just missed on their quarterback, but you know, I'm thinking like, geez Louise, there gotta be some money behind this. Besides Texas Tech, we're not saying that you bought your players. I'm just saying that they're really good. And you just expect that. I mean, it's a Texas team. They beat Kansas 42-17. You know, I think Daniels has got to. I don't know what Daniels is doing. I mean, he played good, but I think it's basically just like kind of the whole team that's basically just falling flat. So, Georgia, Auburn. Man, where do we start on this one? Georgia did win 20-10. Here's the question: was that a timeout? Or was he putting his hands together to applaud somebody? Was that a timeout, or did they applaud somebody? Now, I think regardless, people can say that the refs with the coming over the touchdown, and Auburn hitting it out, all that should have counted, all this other stuff. But you didn't win. So shout out to Kirby for inventing how to clap. LSU, South Carolina, 20-10. LSU still has a very, 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 very good, strong defense. The offense is Nussmeier just don't do it for me, but whatever. South Carolina is, I don't know, I think they're probably like a year off. I think next year they can probably get it together, but I just think they're just a year off now. I just had high hopes for them, but now I'm seeing them play. I was like, maybe not. Tennessee, Arkansas. Tennessee come in 34-31. Arkansas definitely has a little hope over there. They have a little hope over there. So, and they was playing really good though. They was playing really good. Like I said, I don't believe in Arkansas's running back. I think it's like Washington or something like that. I don't believe in him. But everybody else on the team, yeah, Washington. Yeah. Everybody else on the team did very good. But Shout out to Arkansas. I still believe Arkansas still has the best offensive line, maybe in the SEC. They're just not. I don't know. They're just not using it. But but Tennessee won. Tennessee plays Alabama this week, so it's Tennessee hate week. Shout out to Alabama. Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech just ain't there. Georgia Tech just still run over people. Doesn't make any sense. Like I said, King over there just don't get in his way. That's all I'm saying. USC, Michigan. I started to kind of believe Michigan. I thought they started to get it with Bryce Underwood, but nah. USC was USC. Let me tell you something. When I'm watching this game, Miller, the running back, man, listen. I think USC has something on there. I really do. I think USC really has something over there. I don't know. I don't want to jump the gun yet, but they look really good. I mean, just the blocking and the running, just the running game alone just looked amazing. And we are talking about Michigan because Michigan is kind of like developing, but we're still talking about Michigan. So let's see, North Carolina State, Notre Dame. Notre Dame won that by a landslide, 36-7. That's not really nothing to complain about. I think Notre Dame they're starting to get into their own and everything. They're starting to develop all this stuff. So, I mean, they're extremely young over there, so it just takes time. So, but Notre Dame is definitely coming up on that. BYU, Arizona was shocked at this, but BYU kind of beat Arizona. I wasn't really prepared to do that. I thought. But they had a running back named Martin over there, and he had 162 yards and 25 carries. Now, this is what I was talking about on the first. What was I talking about on the first one? A gun up there. I'm like, this is what he should do. If he has like 25 carries, I think he can have more yards and contribute more to the team. So it's just like Martin over here. He's definitely contributing to BYU. Arizona just kind of fell flat. So, but BYU took that 33-27. Arizona State, Utah. I don't know what Arizona State's doing over there. Just switching the quarterbacks and doing all this stuff, and you're just hurting the team more. I really thought Arizona had that game. At the beginning of it, I thought they just had that game. Utah, for me, is still young. They don't really have depth over there, so it's like if Utah they can get kind of momentum in the game, it works out for them. But if they fall flat, I think it just completely goes away. But I mean, that's just how I look at it. But but Utah being 52-10. Iowa State and Colorado wins 27-17. Now, with Iowa State lost two of their biggest defenders. I think they're injured over there. And seeing that, I go, okay, I think that Colorado had this one just on the strength of, they lost one of their two best defensive players, and which is Jeremiah Cooper and Jeremiah Cooper and Williams over there. I think that's who they. I think that was it. So I would say it's kind of like, it's not gonna look good. But shout out to Colorado for getting that win, 24-17. Now, here's the deal. Pittsburgh, Florida State. Now, here's the deal with this, right? Florida State, like I said, is not really good. I don't believe in Tommy Consolado. I just don't. I don't think Florida State gonna win another game this year. I might be wrong, whatever. But I had, they're not good enough to beat Pitt anyway. And so, even looking at this game over here, the question, this is the crazy thing is that Pitt got this freshman in there. Is it Hentazel? Hennetel? Hennetel, I don't know. We'll just call Mason. But he has been balling, and I understand you drop Eli from over there, but geez Louise, man. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what he's been doing at practice or what, but this kid's been balling out like crazy. So shout out for Pitt to like find a diamond in the rough, I guess, because I never seen this guy before in my life. Now, but Pitt did win that 34-31. Just looking at the game, it just wasn't. I mean, it seems close, but it just wasn't close at all. UCLA, Michigan State. Now, here we go. Let's talk about this for a second. UCLA. UCLA was on a roll to win 0 games this year. 0 games. They fired the coach and put another guy in there. They beat Penn State. Now they beat Michigan State. Now, Michigan State's not really like anything to brag about, but it's still Michigan State. We're still talking about UCLA gaining momentum for the rest of the run. Now, I don't know what's going on. Only thing I can equate this with is that they're tied. They have hope. They keep winning these games. They have hope. They go like, oh, we can actually do this. You beat Penn State, that gives you a huge boost of confidence. You beat Michigan State, it gives you a huge boost of confidence because you're supposed to lose 0 games this year. So, shout out to UCLA for just, and shout out to I'm gonna leave you over there. He's actually balling, but like I said, we'll see. I still don't know what to make of it, but I mean, we'll see. So shout out to UCLA. SMU, Stanford. Listen, Mr. Luck over there, Mr. Andrew Luck over there. You gotta get it together. SMU just a way far better team that really hawk on over here, and Stanford just not good. So they beat them 34-10. Cincinnati, who is, I believe, should be ranked this week, beat UCF 20-11. Cincinnati is like really good. They're really good. So I'm very curious to see how that goes. Houston, Oklahoma State. You know how I am. I don't like Houston at all. I think they're a bunch of, I don't think they're good at all. But they did win against Oklahoma State, where Oklahoma State is missing the coach, and they're not good. So 39-17 on that one. Shout out to James Mason and Louisiana. Now, here's the thing. James Mason is extremely good. They got a quarterback over there. The wide receiver Knight. Not the running back over there, Knight. He's really just feed him the ball. Just feed him the ball over there. Charlotte and Army. I think Army just get that. They just run the ball anyway. Charlotte just not good, so there's no point in hawking on that. Miami, Ohio, Akron. Akron is not good at all, and Miami, Ohio just kind of took advantage of that. 20-7 on that. Here we go. Toledo, Bowling Green. Now, Bowling Green, remember, has Eddie George over there, the coaching. He came over from, I think, TSU. Maybe Tennessee State or something like that. I think it's TSU or Tennessee State. So he comes over Bowling Green. I did not expect Toledo what Toledo is, but Bowling Green is what Bowling Green is. So I don't know. I'm just keep your eyes on Bowling Green because we talk about hope. I think the word of the day is hope, and he's definitely getting the boys hope over there. So Eastern Michigan, Northern Illinois, 16-10. I don't think either of these teams are good. It's just somebody had to win the game. Here we go. Kent State and UMass. UMass is probably the worst team in the country. But Kent State came through 42-6. So, hey, UMass, you gotta hire some people. Here we go. Northwestern and Penn State. Now, this is the crazy thing. Like I said in the beginning of the podcast, James Franklin is gone. He's fired right after the game, which is absolutely crazy, right? Could wait to the end of the year, but they don't want to. And I wonder how many times a coach got fired for and still had a winning record. I'll look that up. But Northwestern came through 22-21 on that. Also, let's see, Nebraska and Maryland. Maryland falls to Nebraska. Nebraska's actually looking kind of themselves because they actually beat Maryland. I thought it was going to be a huge test for them, but Diego Pavia. No, Patrick Mahomes Jr. basically over there. He actually came through in the clutch. 260. He just played a clean game, 4 touchdowns. But that's just Nebraska. Then like next week they'll just completely fall flat. So, but Nebraska did win 34-31. Wake Forest, Oregon State. Oregon State just not good, and they fired their coach too, which they should have did it last year. But Wake Forest wins 39-14. Wake Forest may have some hope. They may have some hope. Kansas State, TCU. Not really much to see here. I think people think I think TCU is actually a better team than what people think they are, but I don't think it is at all. I don't think they're a better team at all. So 41-28, Kansas State, TCU. Watch Kansas State in the bowl game. Matter of fact, watch Kansas State. I gave you the Big 12 rankings because just keep your eyes on Kansas State. Air Force, UNLV. UNLV over in the Mountain West is like really good. I think they're favored to win the Mountain West over there. I might be mistaken, but Air Force just listen. UNLV was a far superior. Appalachian State, Georgia State, Appalachian State, and Georgia State. Georgia State is just not good. It just is what it is. Appalachian State did come through. It was 41-20. Just kind of at the fourth quarter, just kind of took their foot off the pedal and just did that. Marshall and Old Dominion. Marshall came through 28-24. Like I said, Marshall's still good because they still have a lot of the players that's on the team that did not leave or they couldn't leave to go to Southern Miss. So they're still good out there. They're still really, really good. So, but just check out Marshall, though. They're 3-3. So, Old Dominion just, shout out to Old Dominion. Let's see. Western Michigan, Ball State. Western Michigan got that 42-0. Geez, Ball State just go home. Just go home. Now, Florida Atlantic, UAB. Now, Trent Dilford is gone up out of there. And they lose to Florida Atlantic 53-33. Now, I believe Trent Dilford was never a fit at UAB. I don't think he had fit anywhere in college football at all. At all. He just not. I don't see it. No, I don't see it at all. So, but Florida Atlantic got that 53-33 over there. Iowa, man. Wisconsin about to lose their coach too. Jeez Louise. Iowa beat Wisconsin 37-0 over there. Wyoming, listen, so Wyoming, San Jose State. If you want to go watch a game again, go watch this game right here. Wyoming, San Jose State. If I'm mistaken, I think in the fourth quarter, San Jose State, I think it was like 14, I think. Like 14, maybe 14, 16, something like that. And they just completely forgot what it was at. They did not take stuff seriously over there. You can just see them laughing, having fun. Waving at the crowd while it's like, I think it was like 6 minutes left or something like that. Like 6 minutes left. And then Wyoming came back. And you see them 20, you see the 27 points right there? You see the 21 points right there? You see the 21 points? Crazy. Shout out to Wyoming, man. Love that. Coastal Carolina, Louisiana Monroe. Coastal Carolina beat them 23-8. Louisiana Monroe just got to get it together, I think, because even Coastal Carolina, I think it's just another game right here. Minnesota, Purdue. Minnesota beat Purdue 27-20 over there. So shout out to Minnesota for the game, a little bit of momentum over there. I didn't really think Purdue was that good anyway, but they're still gaining momentum. UTSA Rice. I think both of these teams is not really good. Somebody just have to win. 61-13. UTSA got that one. So shout out to them. Now Troy, which is in Alabama. Shout out to Troy right now. We are definitely Troy fans. Plays Texas State this week. Listen, here's what I'm looking at. Troy is like really, really good. They're in the Sun Belt, but they are really, really good. I'm really curious to see if they can get somebody out of conference to play and just kind of see how they stack up. But shout out to them for beating Texas State 48-41. Burrell, he's the rusher at Texas State. Just look out for him. That's all I'm saying. Boise State, New Mexico. Boise State came through 21-25 over there. Not really anything to really hawk on, anything over there. San Jose State and Nevada. San Jose State won 44-10. Now, let's see. What did I say about that I'm definitely looking for? I forgot the team, but I think San Jose State is like really good over there. I mean, really good over there. Oh, it was Kennesaw State, and I'm looking at the same Kennesaw State going. Okay, I think they're like in the weight room or something, or what have you. Because man, San Diego State they look really good. I mean, they look really good. Let's see. Last time, Hawaii and Utah State. Hawaii's, I think, let me look at this. Hawaii's receivers, I feel like it's pretty good. If I can just figure out how to figure that out, but I'm looking at them, they catching everything over there. And yes, I was watching it. Listen, I was in bed half asleep anyway, so maybe that was really, maybe that was the gist over there. I was just sleeping over there. But yeah, so shout out to that right now. But also, real quick, I'm gonna shout out to the sponsor of this. Let's see, of today's podcast. I'm gonna find it. Right. Yeah, shout out to the sponsor of today's podcast, Aspire Drinks. Aspire Drinks. You already know the grind. Long days, car shows, late night edits, and sometimes you just need a clean energy to keep you going. Aspire gives you the balance, crash-free focus with natural caffeine from green tea and only 80 milligrams of it in there. Okay, so about half of what's in most energy drinks, but trust me, it hits just right. 0 sugar, 0 calories, and it actually tastes amazing. Flavors like mango lemonade and sweet cherry, with a little sparkling refreshing. Plus, it packs with vitamin B and C and a little bit of ginger just to help your body feel good while you staying locked in. And also remember, I got y'all. Okay, 20% off your entire order plus free U.S. shipping. So shout out to everybody that's overseas listening to us in Australia and Japan and over in Europe and stuff. We also love you also. But it's also free shipping USA shipping when you go to expiredrinks.com. Put in the code Quiet Card. That's Quiet Card at checkout. Okay, that's Inspired Health Energy that feels good now. So let's get back to the show. Also, like I said, in other news, like I said, all the firing that's happening in SNIS. Let me know, put in the comments of who you think is going to be next up out of here. Let me just know who's next to be out of here. I think Auburn, of course, Florida State, and oh my gosh, who else would be? All right, but I think Auburn, Florida State right now. I mean, that's going to be probably next go. Now we're not calling for nobody's like firing. What you saying? That's all we're saying. But let's check out. Let's check out just like some of the games that's happening like this week. Also, that's coming up. That basically, like I said, we're dropping today on Tuesday. So basically, all the kind of the Tuesday games that I want to look for is that New Mexico State Liberty game, of course. I think Liberty. We're gonna see where Liberty stands at. Says with North New Mexico State, Florida International, and West Kentucky. I really like West Kentucky, but I think it might be a little tricky with Florida. I think it's going to be because Florida International is going to be cutting that close. But the game of the week is going to be Delaware Jacksonville State. Now, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to go to Jacksonville State to actually be at the game and watch the game over there. So, hey, I might be streaming live from Jacksonville State. You never know. You know what I'm saying? We see Delaware play. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to that. So just keep informed with that because Delaware is my team this year. So shout out to the Blue Hens, I guess. Bluebirds, Blue Hens. So shout out to them. That's another one I'm looking at. Now, heading down to the Friday games, of course, the Louisville-Miami game, of course, we're going to be looking for Nebraska, yeah. But the Cal, North Carolina, I don't know what Bill Belichick's doing over there. I don't know what's going on. But, of course, down to the side of the games, Tennessee, Alabama. Now, does Tennessee have defense to beat Alabama? I don't think so. But they do got that boy over there, Aguilar. He's a weapon. Okay. This is not, everybody thinks that, Vanderbilt was the game. Everybody thinks that Missouri, Georgia was the game. No, this is the game that you mark on your calendar right here. Third Saturday in October. Just motivation for them. Now, good thing is that they come to Tuscaloosa, so we'll see. LSU Vanderbilt. Very curious to see the defense of LSU, see what that does with Vanderbilt over there. So I'm definitely looking at that. Georgia Tech and Duke also. Definitely see. I think Duke's kind of come on his own, and I believe Duke is the favorite on this game. So I'm very curious to see what Georgia Tech does. See if they can stop Duke. See if when King has to pass the ball, let's see where that goes. So we'll see that. Also, Michigan, Washington, not really looking at this. I think Washington takes this. I think Michigan's kind of going on decline just a little bit, but it's not when it was really out here. I thought they was using Bryce Underwood like kind of the right way, but I think they kind of went past that. So definitely watching out for that game also. Also, let's say Wisconsin game. I just want to see if he is, if Sayan is just passing the open receivers. So I'm very curious at that right there. Georgia Ole Miss. Now, I think I said this before. If not follow us on TikTok, I do a whole bunch. I do daily college football over there. So just go and follow that over there. So the game predictions, the games of the week, definitely this is like kind of the top game right here. I'm just going with Ole Miss just to see, just to see if that was a fluke that what Washington State was. I think Georgia is, they're just so young over there. I think that's just basically what the main reason is over there. They're, they're beating teams, but I'm just saying it's like they're just young, really, really young over there. So, very curious to see on that game right there. Texas Tech, Arizona State. I don't know what Arizona State is doing. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. So, but Texas Tech, they're really good. They're really good. Mississippi State, Florida is definitely going to be another good game. I think people are not going to be talking about. I'm very see where Florida's at more than I am where Mississippi State is at. Because Mississippi State is definitely holding their own this year. But, Florida comes to town and they can just mollywop them. That Mississippi State comes to Florida. And so with the advantage of the home crowd, we're going to see what Florida definitely will be at. Texas, Kentucky. Can Kentucky win that game? I'm just saying. Can Kentucky win the game? I'm just saying. So UCLA, Maryland. Now here's another one. UCLA is the favorite. I believe they're the favorite, which is absolutely crazy. So, it's very close. It's very close. I don't know. UCLA. I don't know. I'm looking at the UCLA Maryland. I don't know. So, also Notre Dame, USC. Listen, I keep telling you, this is October. This is what we sit down in front of the TV for 12 to 16 hours a day. This is what we're looking for. This is our week right here. USC, Notre Dame. Now, I like Notre Dame, but golly, USC, the weapons that they have over there is incredible. But I think Notre Dame is starting to come on their own. I think Notre Dame has more momentum than USC. So, we'll see. We'll see over there. Let's see. What are you going to do? Give me Notre Dame to do that. Now, Missouri, Auburn. Now, here's the deal. We're going to take Missouri because, it is what it is. When Auburn loses game, let's see how long it takes them to fire Hugh Freeze because, like I said, they know Freeze warning over there. So, shout out to that. And Florida State, Stanford. Now, this is very interesting because Florida State got to go Stanford. Could Stanford beat Florida State and really cause a ruckus? That's what I'm saying. Could they really cause a ruckus? Shout out to Stanford being the ACC. I forgot there was an ACC. So shout out to Stanford being the ACC. But I don't know. I don't want to see that happening. But they don't have the momentum. So that's all I'm saying. They just don't have the momentum. But I appreciate everybody joining in right now, especially on the Saturday aftermath. Like I said, just go to aspiredrinks.com, put in the promo code Quiet Card for 20% off your entire order. Get some energy in your system. Get some nice, clean energy in your system and everything. But like I said, this is Saturday aftermath. I'm I keep saying I'm gonna do this Heisman, but every switching this and this, but I'm definitely gonna do a Heisman show, just kind of like a quick snippet of like what's going on, this and this. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? Watch the games Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Watch those games off and everything. And then, like I said, check out Twitch and Kick. We're gonna probably doing like watch parties on these Tuesday and Wednesday games and all that stuff. So just like I said, just hit us up. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all listening. And until next time, I'm out of here. Saturday Aftermath signing off.